Hey, you guys, this is Matt Berman. I'm the stunt coordinator and the killer in Urban Legend. And you're watching Craven Something Scary.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, visitors, subscribers, patrons, and of course, my amazing Cravenites. Welcome to Craven Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. And speaking of my patrons and channel members, before we get into the movie and I bring my guests on the panel, I'm going to put the spotlight on you guys because you are absolutely deserve the attention. So, guys, pay attention to these names on your screen because every person here is making a difference every month in this channel, is keeping the lights on and saying, you know what, I'm going to step up beyond being a viewer and a consumer of the content. I want to help make this channel grow and keep it going. And you guys are doing that. So thank you so much, guys. And this spotlight time is for you. Let's go. All right. And don't know exactly what happened there with one of those slides, but you know what? The main thing is they're all there. You guys are all there, and that's what counts. And I appreciate you so much. All right, guys. So listen, we're going to get ready to get Scream 4 started in just a moment. And want to say, I'm going to bring my panelists on, and then we're going to say hi to the chat real quick, and then it gives you time to load up. Some of you are just still coming in right now. And I want to mention, if you have Amazon Prime and you would like to be watching it with me on the time code, there is the link you can click and you'll be able to do that right now. All right, let me bring my guests on. Then I have an announcement to make about how we're going to handle tonight's stream. And so let's do that now. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from the Night Watch Zone, joining us once again for the fourth week in a row for Scream 4 is Night and Coriander. Hey, guys.
Hey,
Hi.
Hey,
how's it
hey.
going?
Man, it's going awesome. This is an exciting night. I've been looking forward to it. It's my
Yeah,
favorite sequel.
Mine too.
same here,
Ooh.
same here. It's a good
Oh,
one, man.
man, this is exciting. It's all of our favorite sequels. Well,
Yeah.
we'll see if what Nate's how Nate if it's his favorite sequel. But the three of us at least, worst case scenario, 3-1.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's so amazing. And of course, it's Wes Craven's final Scream movie as well.
Yep.
So, all right, guys, let's bring on now our very special guest who's been joining us as well every week. And it's been a real honor to have him. And it is an honor to have him tonight again. And we got 2 more weeks of this, which is crazy that we're only 2 weeks left and it's over. But
Mm-hmm.
you know what? We're going to enjoy tonight first. We're not going to think too far ahead. So please welcome, guys, who's a consultant for Scream 4. That's right. Consultant for Scream 4. You know him at Ragon Productions here on YouTube. He is who I believe to be the absolute foremost authority on Scream a screen used memorabilia in the world. There's nobody I would even consider reaching out to with questions about it other than Nate. So, guys, please welcome the one and only Nate Ragon. What's up, man?
Hey,
Woo.
what's going on?
All right. Are you ready to do this, buddy?
I'm ready.
Woo.
Excited.
Well, let me ask you, Nate, where does Scream 4 rank for you in terms of your sequels go?
Probably third, I would say.
Hey, that's not bad. All
Yeah,
right.
it's
Okay.
always changing. My list is always changing.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
ask me next week, it might be different. Who knows?
That's right. I get that. No, I totally do. I mean, it just depends the mood you're in because they're all different. They're all so different.
They are.
I always say it like this, like they share the same DNA, but they're very unique.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
picking your favorite kid.
Bingo. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Exactly. That's right. And Mayann's in the house. Thank you, Mayann, for being here tonight, helping to mod the chat. And she says we've got 37 likes. Let's go, guys. Let's get to 40 first, and then let's get to 50.
There you go.
That's doable. We're just
Yep.
getting started.
That's
So,
right.
yeah, let's aim high, guys. And yes, aim high, Air Force. Aim high, 50 likes. We're going to do both. Oh my gosh. Now, listen, guys, there's something I want to mention that tonight I'm doing something different. Okay. Now, normally, as you guys know, with watch parties, they are spoiler free. We don't allow any spoilers in the chat. I forgot one crucial thing, the cough drop. Okay. So let me fix that real quick. But normally that's the case. All right. However, for tonight, with Nate being here, and there's so much that he has to share about this film to us and for us, we're lifting it. I'm lifting the ban on spoilers. This is a spoiler discussion. Therefore, if Nate wants to come out in the opening scene and reveal the killer who's going to be revealed at the end, it's fine. Nate's got complete free reign to share anything he wants in any order he wants. And so no one here will be dinged or timed out or warned for spoilers. All right. So enjoy it while you can. This is short. It's going to be short lived, but it
Mhm.
just makes the most sense. All right. Because we don't want to tie Nate's hands with what he could share with us. So, all right, I'm making that out there. The moderators all know that, so they're not gonna ding you or anything like that. So that's the big news for tonight. That's different than usual. Okay. All right. Okay. And real quick, guys, before we start the movie, let's say hi to the chat. We've got 30 plus people already here right now, which is amazing for a watch party, and that's awesome. And it's
Mhm.
the amazing panel and the amazing film that we're watching. So, real quick, blanket hello. Obviously, with that many now 36, we're about to hit 40. We won't be able to go name by name by name. All right, you know that. I know you guys understand, but just know this: if you are leaving a comment or have left a comment, I am scrolling through literally right now, looking at everyone's names, and I see some new names here, some names I'm not familiar with. So, um, Shamarlo Scott, for example, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Hope that,
Hey.
yeah, it's great to see you. So I grew up watching the stream. Wonderful. Nice to see you here. And everyone else here, I see your comments. Jason, of course. Well, here I go saying name. I'll stop, otherwise I'll get behind. Also, I want to mention, but just know this, guys. I see you're all here, and I appreciate you. Also, Julie, thank you, who's also here moderating the chat as well. Please subscribe to my guests. Okay, we've got Night and Coriander at the Night Watch Zone. Click that link right now. If you're here and you've not subscribed to their channel, trust me, you want to do so. It's amazing, amazing stuff, and they are amazing people. And on top of that,
Thanks,
yeah,
buddy.
seriously, man. So you guys need to do that. And also, my guest Nate here with Ragon Productions, and I'm trying to find the link because I know Julie posted it. It's here. There it is. Please go and subscribe to Ragon Productions. Nate's got some great videos going on. And again, when it comes to anything memorabilia related, Scream related, he brings clarity. He'll come out and say, "Look, here's the real deal. Here's what's really going on." Or we got a new e. Wow, that's a tongue twister. We have a. I think you know what I'm about to say, Nate. We have a new EU mask, or coming out. And whatever it is, Nate will keep you honest. He'll keep us honest on the facts and kind of separating rumor from fact. So you want to subscribe. Excuse me. You want to subscribe to Nate's channel. Okay. Also, follow Nate on Instagram as well. Oh, and let's definitely support. Let's support him every way we possibly can, and Knight as well, and Coriander as well.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah.
Very welcome, guys. All right. Okay. All right. Knight, can you take over, please?
Yeah. I also wanted to mention too that with each of these watch parties, it's been so much fun, not only because of the fact that we have our regular fan commentary, but obviously, Nate, everything that you bring to these. First of all, I just want to thank you, seriously, because this really is special, because I'm sure you've heard Steven and I talk about how we've done a lot of watch parties and we've done a ton, but doing these with you is just so much different because you have that credibility. You have, like Steven said earlier, I think that word clarity that he used is a really good word because no one's in your league. You know what I mean? I mean, seriously, like last week. Well, no, seriously, last week we were still talking about the reveal at the end, and well, for the people that are here tonight, if you did not see our Scream 3 watch party, you definitely should check that out. And the stuff that Nate brought on screen, on camera, was mind-blowing. It really, really was. Bullet holes and all. I'll just tease it like that. It was just awesome. So, but seriously, thank you so much. We really do appreciate it. And I know for my good friend Steven, this means everything. It really does. And I'm just so happy that Coriander and I can take part in this and have some fun with you. It really is fun. It really
absolutely is. Man. Thank you for that, Knight. And I feel exactly the same, Nate, as Knight and Coriander do. And I'm very thankful you guys could be a part of this because when I'm like, I really think this would be awesome for all of us to experience this and do this together. And
man. Yeah.
So it's fantastic. One thing, and on that note, kind of similarly, guys, do submit your questions or comments for Nate about Scream 4 you may have as we're watching the movie. And we will get to as many as possible. However, sometimes because of volume and time, and like now we're over 40 people, it's sometimes difficult to get to every single question that comes in. And so it's not personal if we don't get to your question. However, if you submit a super chat, I promise you we'll move you to the front of the line. You'll get on screen, and Nate and the panel, we will address your comment or question. And you also help the channel out, keeping the lights on. It always helps out. So it's a win-win for everybody in that scenario. And if you're able to do that, it's much appreciated. All right. And before we start the film, 2 quick things, guys. We've got a new channel member.
Woohoo.
Mr.
That's awesome,
Rick.
man.
Hey. Good to see you, man. I saw Mr. Rick over on Killjoy Jake's channel last night when I was over there. And that was really cool. Rick, thank you so much for becoming a Cravenite. It's awesome to have you in the inner circle. And glad you're here, my friend. That's awesome. So everyone, all my Cravenites and patrons, be sure and give him a warm welcome in the chat if you've not done so yet. Let him feel welcome.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
finally,
Welcome.
welcome. Absolutely. And sorry, Knight, didn't mean to talk over you, buddy.
No, that's okay.
Because you are a Cravenite, by the way. So I mean,
I am.
you are a Cravenite. So hey. And we got one super chat to get us started tonight already. Quentin Gilmore with a $5 super chat says spicy mustard. Oh boy. Oh, we know what that is. We know what that means. Oh, Quentin, absolutely, my friend. Thank you for your generous super chat to start tonight's stream. And listen, let me get that spicy mustard queued up. Well, you know that song, guys. Let's all go to the lobby.
Yeah,
Let's
right.
all go to
Uh-huh.
the lobby. Get
Yeah.
ourselves a treat. All right. Well, I don't have that queued up, but this will be our version, and a very warped version of the lobby song to get your snacks. So here we go, guys. Get your hot dogs, your wieners, your buns,
Jesus.
your ketchup, whatever you want, your chili, but most importantly, your spicy mustard. Don't be afraid to unmute and sing along. Crank it up and let me see those hot dog emojis in the chat. Let's go.
Do you feel the hunger tonight? Are you a little hungry?
Scream for hunger.
I wanna be a hot dog. Be a hot dog tonight. I'm a hot dog. If you wanna take a bite, I'm a hot dog. If you wanna dip me in spicy mustard, then you can.
You can.
Because I'm a hot dog. Wow.
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 Nate, can I get a wow from you, Nate?
Wow.
that sums it up.
That was great.
That one was from the heart. You can
It
tell.
was. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Nate's like, what am I getting involved with here?
I know. Really, what am I doing? And hey, last but not least, as the hot dog singer was singing their thing, Oliver has upgraded his membership here to the director's cut, which is next to the
Ooh.
highest level of the channel. Wow.
Wow.
Thank you, Oliver.
All right. Very cool. Very, very cool.
That is amazing. Seriously, Oliver, that is huge. And I appreciate your generosity so much for upgrading to the director's cut. That's fantastic. Really helps out. You really have no idea what that means to the channel and how much of an impact you're making by doing this. So thank you so much. All right. Everybody's so generous.
Yes, absolutely.
Mhm.
All right. Hey, look at Nate. Nate even throwing in the hot dogs. There you go. Thank you, Nate. Being a good sport. I love it. It's awesome. All right, guys. Well, listen, last time, here is the watch party link. We're going to start this movie up. I cannot wait.
Yeah.
As we were talking backstage, and maybe we might have even said it here live, but just in case I didn't, this is my favorite Scream sequel. This is my favorite one. And
Oh yeah,
Knight and Coriander, I think you share that sentiment as well.
Mhm.
definitely.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oliver says, I'm hungry now. All right. All right, guys. Well, is everyone on the panel ready? You guys all queued up?
Yep.
Okay. Remember, folks, you can submit your questions as we're watching the movie. Don't hesitate to do so. Super chats we'll try to get to as quickly as possible on screen. And everyone else we'll get to as soon as we possibly can. And Val is here. The general, real quick, is stepping in.
Hey.
Good to see you, Val. All right. Great job. Great job, everybody. Okay, guys, here we go. Let me pull up. Let me do this. My little thing. I'll switch people around so I can see everyone. There we go. Okay. Just fixing this. Wow, this is nicer. It's a bigger monitor than I've been on a little tiny screen with that other computer. And
Mhm.
so I'm like, wow, I could actually expand this. I could actually see the movie without squinting. This is great. Okay. All right, here we go, guys. If you're in the watch party, I'll take care of it. Also, make sure everyone has your subtitles turned on so that you don't miss any dialogue as Nate and us all talk as the movie goes on different scenes.
Mhm.
And am I missing anything, guys? I think that covers everything, right?
I think that, yeah, I think that covers it.
Okay. All right, Knight, if you would give us a countdown in your most amazing expertise way that I love how you do it, let's go from 6.
Okay, let's do that. This is gonna be a running thing forever. I can tell. All right.
Oh, yeah. And real
Okay.
quick, hey, Scott, just want to say hi to Scott. Scott just popped in. Good timing.
Hey, how's it
Getting
going,
ready to
Scott?
start. Yep,
Yeah, just in time.
just in time. Okay. Whenever you're ready, buddy.
All right. Okie dokie. All right, here we go. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play.
Dimension. All right, just for the panel, I'm at 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Are we pretty good?
Yes.
14. Okay. I love this opening too, Jason. I sometimes feel like I'm in a minority, but I don't care. I love Wes's choice to do this opening.
hmm
Yeah.
We kind of got spoiled. We got like 4 openings for Scream 4.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. Mm.
Roger really got intense in this one.
Yes.
Calls like he really would just went all out.
Mhm.
Very much. I've often said that this is almost the most menacing Ghostface
Mhm.
on the phone we have of the franchise. He's almost angry.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Julie, the eyelids line. Yeah.
Yes.
It's a very memorable one.
I love that. Lisa, Bailey, Wayne.
Mm.
So reminiscent of 96.
Yep. Oh, that's right. She said Bailey and Wayne, didn't she?
Yep, she did.
That's right. That's right. Detective Wayne Bailey.
That's right.
Oh
Woo!
man.
Wow. Oh, see, that's the one that
Dang.
got me. I was like, whoa.
Yeah. Woo. I was like, wow, they're revealing 2 killers right up front.
That's right.
Wow. That's awesome. I think so, Julie. I think that was definitely deliberate.
Yep. Like, it's so funny listening to their commentary, you know?
Mhm.
It is. It's great.
Some of the same stuff you see online or hear online, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Mm. Ugh.
dang.
There's always that one person
Yeah,
when you're watching a movie that just won't be quiet. You know, it's like,
yeah.
come on.
And they complaining about the movie the whole time.
Oh, that's the worst. Yes. At this point, I was so thrown off. I'm like, I don't
I
even
was too.
know
Mhm.
what's gonna happen
Mhm.
now.
Yeah, I mean, I knew when production was happening and I was consulting that there was going to be a fake out opening, but I didn't know there was going to be several.
Mhm.
So even in the theater, I was like, oh, okay, now this is the real one. Then it was like, no, it's not. And then it was like, is this the real one? I don't know.
Mhm.
That's great.
Well, you know, the thing about doing an opening like this is, first of all, it's creative. You
Mhm.
know,
Yep.
and Wes could have just kind of kept doing what he did in the first three.
Yep. Yep. Could have.
I think it was a good choice, you know.
Me too. Something different.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have the same people that'll say, "Oh, it's the same thing." You know what they're saying right here in the movie. You know,
Right.
so it's like
That's
with
right.
some fans, you never please them. It's like
Mhm.
just enjoy it or don't watch it. You know,
Yeah. I mean, it's okay if you don't like it, but don't go,
right?
rain on everybody's parade. It's okay, but
Right.
mm, mm, man.
It's like all these fake outs, bro.
Yeah, same here, Julie. Ooh.
I love the opening, but I much prefer the original segment for this scene before
Okay.
the reshoots. I think it was much better. And that's nothing, from what I understand, Wes preferred that opening as well and didn't really want to do the reshoots.
Mm-hmm.
But it was all just one of those things. The Weinsteins had a
Bro.
early screening, and the test audience was like, "Oh, the opening wasn't that scary." So they went back and reshot just this part, and I just think that this part's great, but I think when you compare the two, I think the one that we got falls flat compared to what we could have had. And if anybody has not seen the original
Mhm.
actual opening, I would just look it up on YouTube because
Yes.
there's actually people that took it and added the score and everything and made it pretty much like what it would have been like in the movie.
Nice. 'Cause that's the one where she sees her being killed in the living room.
Yes.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
powerful.
His
That
face is
was.
just standing behind her, and you
Yes.
really feel like, oh, it must be. She thinks it's a prank. She thinks she's pranking her.
Yep.
Much more violent as well.
Yep. Hey, Lamar Townsend, welcome. Good to see you here. Glad you're with us. This is favorite stream, even before than the first one. All right. Nothing wrong with that. It's all right.
Oh,
Oh, man.
I'll give her credit, man. She was trying to crawl away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, Lamar, you're here just in time. We're only 10 minutes in, so
Mm-hmm.
you can join us here and watch the rest of it. We'd love to have you.
Oof.
Ow.
Right?
Love the A transfer.
Yeah. It looks good.
Now, look, right now, this
Ah.
looks like Woodsboro from Scream 1.
Yes, I was just about to say that. Good call. Good
Yeah.
call.
It really does. Now, Nate, I heard there was a rumor that when they finished the 4K remastering, that they were going to remove the glossy filter. Have you heard anything about that?
Not anything past the same rumor that you heard that they were
Okay.
talking about that they were supposedly going to remove it, but there was obviously controversy with that because
Mhm.
obviously Wes is no longer here to
Right, that's true.
approve or disprove of a transfer, but the
Yeah.
thought would be that he intended it to have that look for whatever reason.
Yeah, he did.
So yeah, it's
Mhm.
I don't know what they're going to end up doing,
Okay.
but that's always been a thing. Every time a movie gets released and re-released and re-released, and they redo a transfer, there's always that's like a rabbit hole you can go down. There's been like 15 different transfers for the original Halloween, and 5 of them were approved by the cinematographer, and they're all different. So you got people that are like, well, which one should I watch? Like, which one's supposed the right one? And
Right.
I think it's just gonna come down to you're just gonna have to watch the one you prefer.
Yeah. Right.
Mhm.
The movie doesn't change, but
No,
the
no.
look of it.
Well, and personally, I've never been one that was bothered by it. Not even from the day one.
Right.
It just didn't bother me like it does some people. I don't know. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, it's like you
Yeah,
say,
and I
Wes
think at the
chose it.
time I saw it more as like a transition for the series. Like they were just so much time had passed since the third one that I feel like they
Mhm.
were probably intentionally trying to give it a little bit more of a modern look.
Right.
Yeah.
So
That's how I took it.
if you don't like it, that's cool. But you know, I'm
Right.
more of the I want to see it the way it was intended.
Yes, that's right.
Oh, jeez. Ooh, that was
Man.
cool.
It's probably the biggest jump in the theater, I think.
Yep.
So that was the first time anybody actually saw those. Those were the bobblehead costumes that Fun World made.
Oh.
And they were actually written into the script that there were like giant ghost face heads on these light poles. So they asked Fun World, like, "Do you have big ghost face masks?" And they're like, "No, but we can make them for you." So they just figured we'll make it for the movie and then we'll sell them. So
Hey. Do you know if anyone anyone got any of those that were on screen used there? They took these props.
yeah, there's a few that ended up. What happened with Scream 4 was there's probably more Scream 4 props out there than any of the movies because
Okay.
that one, the Weinstein Company had a deal with a prop auctioneer where they sent like 90% of the props, like wardrobe, everything, and auctioned it off. There was this big auction that happened the day after the movie was released.
Wow.
So it was like the movie came out on Friday, and then Saturday was the auction, and it was like almost everything that you saw in
Wow.
the movie. So a lot of the stuff, that stuff went there. But that's
Man.
also another interesting story because, and this is getting into spoilers, of course, but they had been advertising this auction for like months ahead of time,
Mhm.
and they released the catalog online 3 days before the movie premiered. They were like, "Oh, sign up for our email and you can view everything that's in the catalog like on Wednesday before, you know, the movie comes out." And so people just got on and started looking, and they're literally going through, and there was like a ghost face robe that was like Jill Roberts, Emma Roberts, Screen used Ghostface robe, and then they had another Ghostface robe that was like Charlie Walker's Ghostface robe, and people were like,
Wow.
"What? Oh my god!" They're like, "Why would they release this?"
They're spoiling the
Right?
movie. Oh.
Yep.
That's awful. Dang.
Bambi.
Aw, thanks, Nate, on the background. I saw your comment. That's awesome. Henry Winkler statue.
That was supposed to be featured much more prominently, but I think there's a deleted scene on the DVD and Blu-ray that has like a better shot of it from straight on. I don't know why they cut that out. I would love to know that, but yeah, they put a lot of work into that little memorial statue of Principal Hembry, and they had a really great shot of it, like starting at the floor and going up, and you got to see it. And there's a plaque that said in memory of, and all this stuff. And then all they ended up using was just that side shot of it for like a split second.
Mm. This seems like such an organic arc for Sydney. You know what I mean? Like it makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Channing. Okay, Channing. Hey, what's up, man? Okay, because that's what's like. Thanks for the compliment on the background.
Yeah, I
I
think
saw
he
your
signed
face.
in on one of my sign-ins.
That's hilarious. No, cool. Welcome, Channing. Glad you're here, buddy. Thanks. I
Yeah.
appreciate that, man. I appreciate your comment on the background. That's awesome.
It's just always so cool to see the three of them.
Mhm.
Oh, I know.
Judy.
Judy. That's great. Yeah, me too, Julie. That's an awesome scene.
Right?
Yep.
Mm.
Man.
Anthony. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
I love that scene so much because it's just such a big contrast from Scream 1, where
Mhm.
they're making a big deal about like,
Yeah.
what are you doing with a cellular telephone? And they have
Mhm.
this scene that everybody's phones are going off at the same time in class.
That's right.
Mhm.
Just a little reminder of like times have changed since
Yeah.
So much.
we were last in this universe.
I know, like 15 years. What a difference it makes.
I know. This is a great scene.
Yeah, it is.
That's awesome.
Hey, Savage Zombie. Good to see you.
Hey. She always brings it up.
I know. I love it.
I love it. It's true.
True.
I'm going rogue.
Mm-hmm.
The lemon squares. They really don't.
Oh. Yeah, Savage, 100%. It's my favorite sequel.
Man, they were playing us the whole time, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
smart.
Mm-hmm.
Awkward.
Yeah. Wow.
Allison Brie was so good in that role as
Mhm.
Rebecca.
Yes. Yes, she was.
Hmm. This was an interesting scene too.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Definitely one of the most interesting between those two.
Mm-hmm.
Franchise, really.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah. It's almost a little bit of a like if he was single.
A moment.
Yeah, there was a
Yeah, it
moment right
was.
there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was Yeah,
It was in the eyes, you know.
it was, man. But again, that just shows, how good David and Nev are. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's things that aren't said, but you can tell.
Mm-hmm.
I almost think it was perfect for the characters that in real life they were actually dating and had broken up right before they started filming.
That's
I
right.
think it actually probably worked for the characters to just because it really feels real, that little bit of like I
Mm-hmm.
kind of hate you, but I kind of don't, tension between them.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Good point, man. Gosh.
There it is.
Yeah, buddy.
Look at that.
Wow. Mm.
Man, that was so good with the shadow.
Mhm.
Yes.
And of course, we get that connection to Valentine.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
That's right.
She's a really talented actress. She could be creepy. She could be innocent. She was the final girl on Valentine.
Mm-hmm.
It's just too bad that she hasn't done more stuff.
And not to get on my soapbox before next week, but she was so underused in Scream 5.
Oh my
Dude.
God.
I
Yes.
mean, she was a glorified cameo.
Hmm. Yeah. I was so disappointed in that.
Me too. Oh,
Shaun of the Dead.
what a movie.
Hmm.
There's a question, Nate, for whenever the opportunity hits you to.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah, let's talk about that more at the end of the movie. I think it makes more sense. Yep. So, Paula, just hang tight. We'll be talking about that at the end. Don't forget to send y'all's questions in, guys, so that when the movie's over, Nate can address your questions or comments.
Hmm.
Super chats will be moved to the front of the line. Keep that in mind. Mm.
And we know why he's talking like that.
Mm-hmm.
Ah. Yeah, that was so cool, with the whisper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's talking really soft.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Mm. Ooh, 47 likes. Let's go, guys.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Mm. There we
Oh,
go.
man. Oh,
Ooh.
dude. Before Tara, there was Olivia.
Right? And hey, we got to give credit to, who it is. If only Marcus was here, if you know what I'm
Marcus would
saying.
be so happy right now.
Marcus would be like, I told you he was the best. Got to give him credit.
Yeah. Oh, man. Tell you what, mm,
Wow.
gosh, man.
We had never seen anything this bloody like that.
Yeah, I know. This was so brutal.
Yeah. Look
Just,
at that.
First victim since Scream 1 that was gutted.
that's right.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You're right.
When I saw this for the first time in the theater,
Mm-hmm.
I said, Wes Craven is freaking back, baby.
Mm-hmm. Wes said, I'm not playing around.
No. Look at
Oh,
that,
whoa,
dude.
whoa.
Jeez.
Originally, as I'm sure you guys probably know, she was supposed to have a doggy door around her head in that
Oh.
shot.
Spicy.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so the original script, they really, I know they mention it in this that they're like redoing the original murders, but in
Mhm.
the original script, they were really playing with that. So, like, since she was supposed to be like the Tatum kill,
Yeah,
so they
yeah.
put he took a doggy door and stuck it around her head of the bed.
Oh.
And they actually
Wow.
filmed that, but they ended up not
Wow.
using it, that shot. They used the one without it.
That's wild, man. I did not know that.
Me neither.
Wow. Ugh.
Mm.
I think the reason,
Oh.
honestly, that they didn't use the shot was because the test audience, again, they said
Mhm.
that they were confused because they thought it looked like she had like a picture frame around her head. They didn't understand
Ah.
why. So they were like,
Yep.
no one's going to understand that it's supposed to be the doggy door from Scream one so we'll
Mhm.
just take it out.
Yep. Okay. Ooh.
Mm.
Ah.
Pulled a Michael.
Yeah, he did. Oh wow. You guys used to have the lamp that was on her desk? Oh
Mhm.
wow. That's cool. Yeah. Paula, you weren't annoying. No, don't worry. It's all good. No worries. No worries at all. We're all having fun. We're just gonna get to everyone's questions after the movie's over. That's all. No big deal.
Right?
Right? Wow. And that's pretty bad when you've got two cops
Mm-hmm.
under two police protection and it still happens, man.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Robbie. I always liked
Yeah.
Robbie.
Yep, Robbie.
Oh, hey kitty. Aw. Looks like Jerry down there a little bit, Knight. Look at Nate's
Oh,
cat.
he's cute.
Oh,
That's
look
perfect
at
that, that she walked up because this is Sydney. This is my cat.
That's
that I named
Sydney?
Sydney. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, that's so
you
cool.
see?
Hello, Sydney.
It's a black one.
Look at
Mhm.
it.
Sweet.
Aw.
She's cute.
Aw. Reminds me of my Jerry, but my Jerry's gray.
Yeah.
yeah.
Aw.
Cute.
Precious.
Sydney. That's so cute.
Don't step on the keyboard.
yeah.
They love to lay on the keyboard, I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Poor
Mhm.
Gail. What about
Mhm.
Sydney?
I know. But Courtney was so good in this movie, though.
Yep. It's true. Nate, I think Wes originally filmed a cameo. Oh, he was the coroner,
Yeah.
and they deleted the scene he
In
was
the
in.
opening, the original opening, yep.
Dang.
Where again they were kind of playing more to the redoing the murders, so the
Mhm.
bodies were like one was hung from the ceiling and gutted, and the other one was tied to a chair.
Mm.
Ah,
And then they showed the coroners coming in, and yeah, Wes was one of them.
man. That's too bad, but it's always cool to see him, his little appearances in the
Mhm.
first three, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Ooh.
Hmm.
You're fired. Fired. Oh, man. I love this scene.
oh, yeah. It was a valid question.
Yeah, it's true. Giving me a little bit of P2 vibes here. What's going on?
oh, yeah. Well, someone else may have to answer that phone. Just saying. Hey, we're at 51 likes. Okay, let's keep it up. Hey, well done, everyone. Thank you. Thanks, Mayanne, for keeping us posted.
Sydney Prescott, please.
Oh.
That's great.
I
Are
love
you
it.
writing this down?
Mm-mm. I hate garages anyway.
Mhm.
Right?
I really do.
Especially parking garages where you're like on level like 4 and there's like 800 above you. It's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's just the way they're built. They're built that you just picture it like pancaking, like.
Yes,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah. And I'm not claustrophobic, but when I'm in one of those, I can never not think about that for a second. Where I'm like,
Yeah, man.
all these cars, the weight, it's just
The weight?
yeah. I just think about it.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of weight above you on concrete.
Yep.
Right?
Bobby Joe, you're in the house of the conductor of the stew train, my friend. You are. Yeah, I like to say this is the home, away from home for stew truthers. Not everyone agrees, but
Oh,
I do. Oh, man. Just saying. Just saying.
I was like, why? Why get out of the car?
I know. It's like, what do you do? Because the car won't start because they took the
Yeah.
whatever. So how long can you last before he breaks the window? It's such a predicament.
Mm-hmm. The fact that she looked underneath the car.
Just run. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Hey,
at least she's
Rebecca.
running, man.
She's going.
Yeah. She tried.
Oh,
Wow.
ow.
That was great timing.
So
Man.
that was when the first retractable broke.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
Oh
They had-
no.
they had 2 retractables on set, and they're both out there. Collectors have both of them. I know who has both of them, and one of them still works, and one of them's broke. And that's
Oh
the one that
no.
broke, and it broke on that shot. He stabbed the
Oh.
pad like kind of crooked, which is why they wear a pad. Because if you don't stab it directly, everyone thinks retractables are safe. They're really not. That's why they don't really use them anymore. Because they're still metal, they can still hurt.
Ow.
And if they jam up, then you're actually stabbing somebody. So they wear a
Right.
pad, but he stabbed at an angle and it just busted the spring inside.
Oh.
Mm.
Did
And,
it hurt her at all?
I
or
don't
did-
think so.
Oh, okay.
That's why they wear those pads under there. But the retractables are, trying to remember what JP told me, $2,400 a piece to
Wow.
manufacture.
Dang.
So that one was just like done. No, not
Wow.
repairable.
Yeah. Ouch.
But still, like, I mean, there's a lot of collectors that are like, well, I'd want one that still works. It's like, I'd kind of want the one that was broke because there's a story to it. You know?
Yeah.
there's a
Definitely.
story to why it was broke. Like, yeah, it
Right.
doesn't work anymore, but it broke when they stabbed her character, and it's the shot that was used in the movie that it broke on. So
Man.
That's so
That-
funny.
I love that, dude.
You know?
Dude. That's prophecy.
Right?
Good night, Channing. Take care, man. Great.
Good
Thanks for
night.
stopping
Hey,
by.
dude. We'll see you tomorrow after school.
Yeah. Awesome.
Hmm. Did you see the look that Hayden did? That was great. Eyebrow raises up.
Oh, Gail. Oh. Oh, Julie. Hey, I made an honest mistake. I couldn't remember the name. Oh gosh. That's hilarious. I could totally go for some Borden's Dutch chocolate milk right now. I'm not gonna lie. Never get tired of that. I don't care how old I get. I never get it, but it always looks so good. Mhm. Mhm. Projecting a little bit, maybe.
Right.
Dude, listen to the Beltrami score, even right here, man.
Hmm.
It's just, dude, it's perfect. Hmm. Yeah, this was Dane, I believe, like most of the movie.
Most of it was Dane, more than any of the other movies. There were a few others, and then also they had a lot of stand-ins for scenes that weren't like stunt heavy. So a lot of times they would just throw whoever was standing around in the costume. A lot of shots in the movie of Ghostface not performing a stunt. That was like JP Jones or Skip Crank, the prop masters.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah, I reached out to Dane recently, and we had a great exchange via email, but he just will not do interviews. He just won't. He's like,
He was the
just-
hardest one to get for the Scream documentary.
gosh, yeah, I can imagine, bro. And he's very nice, like
Yeah.
super nice, but he just won't do it, man. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
I had to try.
His reasoning to us originally was that, well, I don't want people to know that it's me in the costume. I want them to think it's the actors, the characters. And we were like, but everybody already knows it's you, Dane, and they love you. Like,
Exactly.
please. He was like, you know what? I'll do it. I never do it, but I'll do it. And even during his interview, he seemed kind of like, I don't understand why anybody cares what I have to say. I'm just the stunt guy. And it's
Yeah, I can imagine.
he's very humble, like very
Yes.
Listen, I'm just the stunt guy. Like this is weird that you're asking me these questions.
Man, it's too bad. I respect it. I just like, man, I think it would be amazing if he would just do it. I think it'd be, but yeah.
Yeah, we tried to get him to come to the party that we threw at Stu's house at the filming location, to come back to that location, and he was like, guys, I would love to meet the fans, but he's like, that's just not my thing. He's like, it's nothing against you, it's nothing against the fans. He's like, I like to be like low key. So we were like, hey, we get it. You know, like you could have just not responded, and then we would have been like, what the heck? Like, he's ignoring us. Like,
right.
Yeah. That's the way I looked at it too. I'm like, the fact that he wrote a nice long email, I respect that, and it meant a lot. Yeah.
Still have to hook you up with Brian for Scream 3, though.
Bro, we need to.
We have to do that.
Yes.
He will definitely do it. He loves talking about. That's one of his. I mean, he's done like 300. You look at a stuntman's resume. If they've done a lot of movies, it's like 400 movies.
Easily, yes.
And
yes.
That's like one of his favorite things he's ever done. So he loves to talk about it.
Oh, bro.
He kept some amazing stuff from the movie too that he would share. So.
Oh man, I would be honored to meet him and have him on. So let's talk about that offline, man.
Yeah.
If we could.
I'll get you hooked up with him for sure.
Oh, great! It's awesome. It's exciting.
Everyone's always like, when are you going to get Brian on your channel? And I'm like, I talk to Brian all the time. Like, I don't need him on my channel. Like,
that's funny.
Like, there's nothing I can ask him that I haven't already bugged him about before. Like,
right.
Privately, like, get him. I'd much rather see him on your channel so you can complete that whole, getting every ghost face from every movie. So
yes, man. Yes.
Not that he wouldn't do both. I mean, he would do your channel and mine, but
yeah,
I always tell people, I'm like, I don't need him on my channel. Like, I can ask him anything I want anytime, and
sure,
I already have. I feel like I've asked him everything there is to ask. So
understood. I don't blame you. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Really would.
Yeah, we'll definitely get him on there.
Sweet.
I can also probably get you Tony Caesar, who was
really.
Yeah, well, you know who it was. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Bro. That would be incredible, man. Because everybody from Lee Waddell to Alan, They all talk about Tony Caesar, man.
Yep. And he was Wes Craven's best friend in real life, like his real life best friend.
Wow.
Ooh.
Since they did Swamp Thing together, which was in the
Goodness.
70s. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, that would be tremendous, Nate. A tremendous honor
Yep.
to
I
meet
can
him.
get to him.
Wow.
And let me just tell you, that would be a long stream. And I'm not saying anything bad about Tony at all, but I've talked to him on the phone probably 3 or 4 times, and every time it's like a 2-hour call because he just has story after story, and they're all
Hey.
great. I'm just like, keep talking, keep
Yeah.
telling me,
Yeah.
keep telling me more about what it was like to work with Wes on all those movies.
Exactly. Yes.
That is cool.
I mean, I am down for a 2-hour stream, 3-hour stream, whatever he's up, man.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
up for it. That's awesome. Thanks, buddy.
Oh, I did want to say too, a lot of people don't know, to my knowledge anyways, but Kevin's very first draft of Scream 4, the Stabathon actually was not in a barn. It was in Woodsboro Cemetery.
Ooh.
Ooh.
And the script specifically said that the projector that they were playing the movies on was sitting on Casey Becker's headstone.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
wow.
And that it was like an annual thing. It was always at the cemetery. Like every year, the teenagers would go to Woodsboro Cemetery and they would visit the graves of everybody that was killed in the original Scream. Like they had all the tombstones there, and that's where they had it originally.
It would be amazing to see the cemetery with all their, with Tatum and that. What a cool idea, man.
Yeah. That's something that I've never seen in a movie.
Yeah, the whole barn thing came about after Aaron Kruger was brought in to do like rewrites and stuff.
Yeah.
They changed it to the barn.
Dang.
Was there an idea why he changed it to the barn?
I'm not sure. What I heard, which was just like wasn't set in stone, it was just what I heard. I heard that it had something to do with like they felt it was easier to just find a location like a barn as opposed to getting permission to shoot in a real cemetery, which is really hard, or building their own cemetery. It was more like a budget thing. Like, well, we could shoot in a real cemetery, but that would be a nightmare. Or we could build our own. That would be really expensive. Why don't we just find a location like a barn?
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. Dang.
Which, that, I mean, it is common a lot, not most, all movies have a first draft, very few movies are like, unless you're Quentin Tarantino, where you write, you just go to a studio and you go, here's what I want to make. And they're like, you're Quentin Tarantino. Perfect. We're doing it. Whatever you want,
True.
They all go through draft after draft after draft, but
that's a good point, man.
A
lot of revisions.
Right.
What's up, Danny? Hi, nice to see you here tonight. All right.
Hey.
Welcome.
So bring up Drew's question there, the Drusif.
Yeah.
If you could, please.
Sure.
It was not. It was actually the furthest away. So pretty much every location from 4 was like right there. I don't know if I sent it to you, Craven, but if I didn't, I will. I have like the production map of Woodsboro from when they shot in Michigan, and it's literally like a real map of the town, but they turned it into a map of Woodsboro that showed like where everything was.
Okay. Yeah.
everything was really close, but that barn, it's like an hour and a half drive away.
Oh wow.
So
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
we had actually looked into doing a Scream 4 event at one point where we wanted to do like we wanted to do a stabathon at the barn and
Mhm.
then have people visit all the locations. And it's still possible, it could happen,
That would be
but
fun.
it's once it's so far away, that's what kind of made it hard to do what
Right.
we wanted to do, or it was like, well, what's the logistics? Like, it's a barn, it's an hour and a half away, everything else is so
You'd have to get like a coach bus
yeah.
and can coach bus everybody out together, which I'm sure that can get expensive too.
Oh, Skylar's here. Perfect. Hello, Skylar.
Hello.
Hey Skylar, welcome. Good to see you
Skylar's
back.
amazing, and she lives in the area where they filmed Scream 4, and she's got some great pictures that she took when they were making the movie.
Oh, nice. Well,
She's kind of
Skylar.
my little inside helper when it comes to
Oh,
what the locations are like today.
that's so cool. Well, Skylar, if you have any images you'd like to share with me and my channel, my community, I would be honored. You can hit me up on Instagram or you can email me, cravensomething.scary@gmail.com. If you would like to, it would be pretty darn amazing. I'll give you credit for the pictures and I would love to see them. And if you don't want me to share them publicly, I would just like to see them for my own eyes, if nothing else. So something just to think about. If not, it's cool. It's okay. Gosh,
Yeah.
I love that stab to the head, dude. That's
I
like
know.
one of my
That was-
favorite kills.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Jeez.
Everyone always talks about that scene being too silly, felt a little bit too much like Scary Movie than Scream. So what I was told from when they shot that scene that night, they on it, and this is honest. They honestly believed at the time that Anthony Anderson was confused and thought he was in a Scary Movie and not Scream, because
Seriously?
they kept doing takes and he would be kind of like silly about it. So they said they kept doing it and they're like, no, this isn't Scary Movie, this is Scream, this is real. Play it straight.
Wow. Right.
And he would do another take, and of course, everyone was laughing, they were having a great time. But what I was told was basically they did like 6 or 7 takes like that. And finally Wes was like, okay, give me one, like, play it straight, like you're stabbed in the head and you're dying. And yet, yes, you are still alive for a few seconds, because that was Wes's idea. Wes read an article, because he was always reading. He read an article about somebody that literally walked into an emergency room with a knife in their head, and they were like, I need help. And they were still alive and talking. So he was like, wow, so that's possible. Okay. So he wanted to include that, where someone gets stabbed in the head and they're still alive for just a little bit. So he kept playing it goofy, and finally Wes is like, give me one straight take, like horrifying, you're dying, you've just been stabbed in the head. And apparently Anthony gave them that straight take, and they were like, perfect, that's what we wanted. And then for whatever reason in editing, Wes decided to use one of the sillier ones instead. So he must have had a change of heart.
Yep. Oh, wow. Oh, those windows, they need to like seal them down.
I know, right?
Mm.
Oh, that was cool.
Oh, great shot.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Oh,
that was a great shot too.
it was. Oh no. Oh. Ah,
Oh,
man.
So for this shot, this is really funny. That one
Oh.
shot right there, the knife coming out of the mail slot.
Mm-hmm.
They literally had like half a door that they were testing with a knife, and they found that like it would only stick out like that much realistic because it would stop on the other side of the door. So they were like, we can't do this right. So they literally manufactured a buck knife with a blade that was like that long. It was literally like a sword. I have
Wow.
pictures of it. I actually
Oh,
used to
wow.
own it. But I still have pictures of it. The blade was like that long. And they made it
Dang.
just so that they could slide it through the mail slot, and enough of it was sticking out that it looked like it
Wow.
would actually kill her.
Oh my
But
goodness.
it ended up getting broke on set because everybody played with it. It was like this big long like buck sword, and I think Skip broke it. I think he was like stabbing a pumpkin behind the scenes just as a joke with it, and it broke in half.
Oh no. Oh. Dang. Huh. Correction. No sign of Sidney Prescott either.
Right?
I don't blame Sydney, man.
I know, man. Judy was pretty sus.
Mm-hmm.
Skylar, if you're still here, is the barn still there? I haven't asked you that in a while. I know it's like not in great shape the last I looked into it. So I'm curious if the barn is still standing.
Mm.
Mm.
So another fun fact about Kevin's very first draft was that Kirby lived in Stu's house.
Oh, really?
So the finale,
Oh.
much like Scream 5, what they were able to do, that's
Mhm.
what was originally planned for 4, was
Oh
that
my
the finale of this
gosh.
would have took place in Stu's house. And what's interesting, when you know that little bit of trivia, is that you can kind of see similarities in Kirby's kitchen, because obviously they chose not to do that, but
Mm-hmm.
it was written in a kitchen that was set up the way Stu's kitchen and house was.
Ah.
So yeah,
Okay.
originally what Kevin wanted was for this to take place in Stu's house.
Wow.
Wow, man. Did not know that, man.
Me either.
You like, I always think of that when you see behind Robbie, like where all the drinks are set out on that little island in the middle of the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I'm sure that was in the script as like the island, in Stu's house is where they had all that set up. Like they
Oh
had the
yeah.
drinks in the party.
Yep. Mm-mm-mm.
Something I never hear people talk about much with this movie is the fact that the way it was written in the script, all this stuff with like Robbie's camera footage and especially his death where, you know, he's holding the phone and we kind of see Ghostface like through a phone. That was all supposed to kind of be a nod to like found footage. And you know, you can kind of see it. I don't know that it comes across the way it was written, but that was definitely intended to kind of be like Scream's little like, oh look, we're doing found footage now too. We're going to include a little bit of that as well.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, don't mess it up, buddy.
No. He's throwing you a lifeline here. Yep.
Wow.
Man. Oh man.
I feel like everybody knew a Trevor back in
Yeah.
the day.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we all hung out with that guy that was like basically Trevor, where we were just like, why are you here?
Totally oblivious, like can't read the room.
Right. That was great. Get out of my house.
Trevor's here, awesome. And then in 2 seconds, you're like, oh my god, Trevor's here. Like, yeah, we all knew a Trevor.
Oh, that's too bad. Skylar doesn't think the barn's standing. Aw, that's a bummer.
Yeah. Not surprising though.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh.
Yeah, so the original draft, you were supposed to see a lot more of this kill from the POV of his headset.
Oh yeah.
So that would have probably, if they had gone with that, what was written, it probably would have felt a little bit more like found footage.
Okay. Hmm. That was interesting, wasn't it? That
Hmm.
Yeah.
the timing, right? Like that was she was made sure she didn't go outside.
Yeah. Oh. Oh.
Oh, Robbie, dude.
Oh. Oh.
Oh man. Oh, there you
Great
go.
stunt by Dane there. Great
See,
call.
I want to see this Sydney for 7. This is
Mhm.
what I want
Right?
to see, man, right here.
Please. 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 Please.
Yes.
Skylar, was Kirby's house, is that the one that's like directly across the street from another house or no? So all of these shots of Ghostface on the roof is actually Skip Crank.
Oh, okay.
So Dane was not on set when they shot that stuff, and they just didn't need him because it wasn't stunt heavy.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
actually, the costume that Skip's wearing was Emma Roberts' costume that they had tailored to her, so it was shorter. And the reason they had him wear that was because they were afraid he would trip over the costume and fall off the roof. So
Wow,
if you
wow.
actually like freeze frame the full body shot of Ghostface for like a split second on the roof, you can see that the costume just comes like just to the top of his knees.
Really? Huh?
Oh.
He was wearing Jill's robe, the one that was made for Emma.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Wow. I'll have to look for that next time. It goes so quick, you don't even
Hmm.
Yeah.
plus you're not thinking about looking for that, you know?
Skylar sent you some pictures.
Oh, thank you, Skylar. All right. Appreciate it very much. Yay.
This is reminiscent of Black Christmas.
Yeah, I love that
Mhm.
scene. I love this scene.
Mm.
She's so good in this scene.
Yeah, she was really, really good here.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, that's just a great transition.
Telling you, man. Oh, wow.
That shot when you see him in the chair, you
Mhm.
instantly know like Steve,
Yes.
Stream One. That was when you knew you're like stuff is going down right now. Right now. Like we're about to have the reveal. You just knew it. You just knew it was coming.
Mhm. That's right.
This was a great scene.
Hmm.
Hayden was so good in this part.
Oh yeah. Definitely one of the best performances in any of the Scream movies from anybody.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Destin.
Hey.
I need to watch that movie sometime.
Mm-hmm. This is great.
It is.
Imagine how
I
long
wonder,
the dialogue would be now.
yeah.
No doubt.
I wonder if she had any issues with these lines here.
Right. It's funny when you watch it now, some of those that she says, you're like, oh yeah, they did remake that, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Some of them were so forgettable. You're like, yeah, there was a Prom Night remake, wasn't there?
That's right. Mhm.
Yep.
I completely forgot about that.
But like, you know, that was this was a scene that just solidified her so much.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
Such an awesome reveal.
yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I mean, you just didn't see it coming, man.
Mhm.
No. Oh.
Oh man,
Wow.
dang! Look at the blood. You see the blood?
I
Wow.
did.
And Rory's acting there was so good too, because he really probably one of the only scenes where you see probably the only scene in the Scream movie where you see like as the killer, you see him kind of struggling with what he's doing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like you can definitely see that he's like, oh man, I had to stab Kirby, and you know he likes her. You know he likes her.
Right. Oh, dude! When I
Oh.
first saw that, I was like, "What?"
Yeah, I was like, what is happening?
Wow. Look at that. I could
Yeah.
not believe it.
I couldn't either.
So good. The new final girl is the killer.
Yes, the new Sydney. Yep.
Yes.
And that was exactly how they marketed that character and advertised it. Was
Mm-hmm.
she's gonna take over? She's gonna be the
Wow.
new Sydney.
Yeah. Not yet, Destin. We haven't got the shoulder me. It's coming.
Wow.
So, how many people have noticed that Trevor is wearing the exact same outfit?
Yep. That's right.
Hey,
His dad's
yes.
wearing.
That's right. Got a little Neil Prescott look
Little-
going there.
Little Neil. Yep.
And I'd be willing to bet if they had done what Kevin originally intended, where Kirby still lived in Stu's old house, they would have pulled him out of that same closet.
I bet. I bet you're right. Yep. Definitely.
Oh,
Man, dude.
dang. She is cold-blooded, bro.
Mhm.
Oh, totally. Oh, yeah. Oh. Mm.
Dang.
Hmm. Wow.
Mm. Mm. They always do.
They always do.
Mm.
Hmm. Hmm.
Mm. Oh,
Wow.
I hate that Charlie got taken out so quickly.
I know.
Mm.
All this dialogue and the motive, it's almost like every year that passes, it just gets more and more accurate.
Right.
It was so ahead of its time. So ahead of its time.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So Knight and Craven both. Question.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, honestly, about the people that say, like, oh, there's so many motives in the sequels that when you break it down, they're the same. Like, Mickey did it because he wanted to go on trial and be famous. Roman did it to get revenge and he wanted to be famous. Charlie and Jill wanted to be famous.
Hmm.
How do you feel about that? Do you agree with it? Do you think it's a problem, or
I mean, well, I'll just jump in super quick and then turn it over to Knight. I mean,
Yeah.
I've always felt Roman was different because I think his motive wasn't really about being famous. I think his motive was really about revenge, like Nancy Loomis. It was
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
about
agree.
getting back at Sydney, not about getting famous. So I think, man, this stuff here is just
Oof.
so messed up.
Mm-hmm.
Self mutilation, self brutality is. That's why I said that Jill is, I think, the most brutal Ghostface because
Mm-hmm.
no other Ghostface did this to the stuff to themselves like this.
Exactly.
Nobody.
Exactly.
Uh, but real quick, so Roman, I have a feel he's different. I feel Nancy Loomis as well. She was all about revenge for Billy. So those two, I think, are real different. I do think Mickey shares. Oh gosh, sorry.
Mm.
These scenes just get me. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and of course, Scream 5. We know what that's all about.
Mhm.
Um, Scream 6, I feel is different as well.
Yep.
That's the different motivation. Now you can make the case for Jason and Greg, maybe, man,
Mm.
but for the Baileys, it's not about that. Anyway, so those are just my thoughts on it, Knight. Maybe we'll see what you have to say.
Well, no, I agree. I mean, I definitely think with Roman and Nancy, it was definitely about revenge. It was personal.
Right.
It was super personal, especially for Roman. I mean, I think sometimes people kind of overlook that, but I mean, growing up, he was abandoned, basically. I mean, when you really sit back and think about it, it's like, wow, he had a lot of fuel in that tank for what he ultimately did. So yeah, I mean, I definitely think that it's a question of, with some of these killers, being that it's just so personal, and they're consumed by their rage and hate and their need and want for revenge. You know what I mean? But of course, with Jill, Jill, I mean, holy crap, man, she's just bonkers.
Totally.
This whole thing about seeking fame, the fame that Sydney had, and trying to even supplant that. It's
Man.
like, wow, like
Yeah.
it's kind of scary when you think about it. You know what I mean? Like the
Yeah.
lengths of what she did, not only killing innocents, but her mother, her self-mutilation. I mean,
I mean, look at her.
Yeah.
She's almost smiling. Look.
Yeah.
And what does she say, Knight? I don't need friends.
I need fans.
I need fans. I mean, that's all she's
Yes.
consumed with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nate, what about you, man? What are your thoughts on all that?
I pretty much agree with what you guys said. I mean, sure, if you look at it on the surface, it all seems similar. But I think Mickey is very different because he wanted to be famous by getting caught. Like, he was like, catch me, I want to be famous and be on a trial, and that's the fame I want. I want to be known as this famous serial killer. Roman, I think, even though he said he wanted the fame and the stardom and whatever, I think it was really just about revenge. I mean, he was already famous. He was a director. He was a horror movie director. So I think the motive in this one was definitely like a first time for the series, where they were just like, no, we're gonna stage this like somebody else did it, so that we can be the famous survivors. Now, like you said, Craven, with 5, is that similar to 4? Of course it is, for sure. But unfortunately, there's realism in that. I hesitate to say it, but I've said it in private discussions with online and with fans and stuff. But Scream is sort of like it's almost, you can really put it to like what's happening modern day. You have these horrible mass shootings that happen all the time, unfortunately, and 9 times out of 10, they're just doing it because they want to be known for doing this horrible act, and they're just copying what has happened before them. And I looked at Scream 5 kind of like that, as like, these are 2 psychotic teenagers, or Richie wasn't a teenager, but they just copied what came before them, and their whole plan was to become infamous for being a part of this ongoing tragedy that is the Ghostface killings.
Yeah, that's right.
I agree. Absolutely. No.
Oh.
Yep.
Man.
Shout out to Michael.
Yep.
And I know we kind of talked over the Jill self-mutilation stuff, but
yeah,
that was wild. And
Yes, it
talk
was.
about seeing the curtain be pulled back. You got a glimpse of like okay, this is what we would have seen if any of the other killers in the other movies had felt like they had accomplished what they did. Like, all right,
Right.
Sydney's dead, everybody's dead. Now I got to stage this
Yeah.
to make it look like how I want it to look.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Man,
Wow.
goodness.
I just love that line. The writing is so on point there because it's like they're taking the audience's ammunition away from them. Like
Yes.
anybody in the audience that would have been like, "Oh my god, really? Like this is still happening?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, no, we're gonna take those words right out of your mouth and we're gonna use them against you.
Yeah. That's a great point, Nate. You're so
Great
right.
point. True.
So much of what they're saying is what people online say. I mean, we even see it in our live streams, you know, some of the stuff that is being said.
Yep.
Oh, well, they're gonna keep doing this forever and get sequel after sequel and all these
Yep.
different things. So
Mm-hmm.
how smart is that though? You know?
Yep.
Emma was great in this movie, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Big fan of hers. Ow.
Mm,
I would love to see her start doing conventions.
right?
Oh man.
Yes.
I feel like she would sign more Scream 4 photos than anything else.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Man.
No doubt.
Man.
Oh, oh, wow.
Yeah. Here it comes. God, so good. Oh, I love it.
That was great.
It is.
Talk about a line that just it could have not worked at all
Mm-hmm.
if it was not delivered right. But
That's right.
Nev just killed it.
Yeah.
You know, it makes
Yeah.
it. You know, what's some of the? You think of like Texas Chainsaw 3D, like when they throw the chainsaw on, they're like, "Do your thing, cuz." Like,
Because
everybody
yeah,
talks about how bad that is. It's like, that line could have worked probably if it was
right,
filmed right and delivered right, but it wasn't.
right.
That line that Sydney said could have gone terribly wrong, but
Mhm,
they filmed it just right. The tone was right. Nev delivered it perfectly.
Yep.
mhm.
For sure.
Well, the other thing too is that she's earned a line like that
Yeah.
throughout the movies. You know what I'm saying? As a character, she's earned it, and it's just believable.
Yeah,
Yep.
it is.
This is also, I love this scene so much. I love this ending.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Wow.
Great stuff.
You know, and the thing of it is too is that ending is such a good ending. Like you're amped up, but you're wanting more. You're like, yeah, but, and that's a great way to end a movie, you know?
Yep.
Oh yeah. Oh, those two guys, man. Uh,
Yeah, what fun guys, right?
oh yeah.
Mhm.
When
God.
we did the Scream documentary, we interviewed not Harvey, we interviewed Bob. Now this was before all the stuff, everybody, just letting you know. But we didn't interview Harvey, but we were able to interview Bob Weinstein. And after the interview, he was like, if you guys have any trouble getting anybody, you tell me and I'll get them for you. He didn't do anything for us. Nothing. Not a thing.
Wow.
There were a few people we had trouble getting, and we reached out to him and he never responded. So
Man, I'll talk.
just
Yep.
throwing that out there.
Yeah. Yep. What a shame. But you know what? What a great movie though. Wes just
It's great, man.
Mhm.
what a way to it's his last Scream movie of all time.
Last movie.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because 2010 was last soul my soul to take,
Yeah.
and this was 2011. So that's right. You're right.
Do you like My Soul to Take? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I actually do. I think it gets better with the more you watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I really do. Like I
Mhm.
watched it recently again, and I'm like, man, this really is good.
Mhm.
It's
And
one of those movies where when you watch it, you can understand why people didn't like it,
Mhm.
but you can also see like what Wes was trying to do.
Mhm.
And it's I don't know that much about the behind the scenes stuff or anything like that. I'm sure there were issues, but you can definitely see what he was trying to do. And I think
yeah,
if you're able to watch a movie that's maybe not as great as it could have been, but you can still see what should have been, I
Mhm.
think that says a lot about the director. If
that's right.
he couldn't get exactly what he wanted made, but he was still able to do it in a way where you could see what he
Like
wanted to make.
what he wanted. That makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah, totally. Yeah, man. I think it's an interesting premise. There's a little mystery to it.
Hmm.
There's a mystery of and I won't get into ruining spoilers or anything, but it's yeah, I do like In My Soul to Take, and he wrote it too.
Yeah.
He
Have you
wrote it,
done a watch
directed it.
party for that one?
I have. It's been a long time.
You should do. Well, I'll do one with you if you want to do another one at some point. I'd love to.
Nice.
I'd love to do a watch party for that.
You're on.
It's
You're on.
been a while since I've seen that as well. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
for
same
sure.
here.
Yeah, man. Maybe we'll do it next month. Maybe we'll pick a Wednesday night in April, and we'll pick it and do it.
yeah, I'm down for that.
Nice. Hey, real quick, Mr. Rick sent in a $2 super chat. Thank you so much for that. And he's asking you, Nate, do you happen to have the TV? I'm assuming this is Stu's TV.
What?
I don't know.
I was gonna say what TV? If it's Stu,
Yeah.
no. I wish. I would love to know where that is. I'm assuming
Right?
it's in a landfill somewhere.
Right.
Unfortunately.
Sadly,
I've
that's
got this
probably
bad
true.
boy behind me though.
Right?
Little TV
Nice.
VCR combo.
That's a classic in its own,
That is a
man.
classic. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, Rick, thanks for the super chat. Let us know if it was a different TV you're talking about. But otherwise, sadly, no. That would be quite a thing to have, wouldn't it? My gosh. Yeah,
Yeah.
Stu's TV. Yeah, I figured. Okay. No
Yeah.
worries.
That's probably in a landfill in Northern California, unfortunately.
Buried under mountains and mountains of stuff at this point.
Just
Yeah.
like people always ask me about Casey's phone, like the
Oh,
phone that
Oh,
she's
yeah.
on. And what I was told is that they did buy the phone because the house that they shot it in did not have a cordless phone. Believe it or not, it's like this beautiful like mansion. And, Northern California and wine country, but they didn't have a cordless phone, so they bought it specifically for that, and that they left
Wow.
it there after they shot.
Oh, okay.
So
Hmm.
where it is, couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you if the.
Dang.
I mean, that house has had, I think, 3 different families that have lived there since it shot there. So
Oh wow.
Man. Well, real quick, guys, before Nate gets to showing us some amazing Scream 4 items, we do have a question from Paula that she wanted to ask you. What was your favorite part consulting on Scream 4? And if you met David Arquette, what was he like?
David's always awesome. I've met him quite a few times, actually.
Nice.
So David's always awesome. He's the most down to earth person that you would ever talk to.
Mhm.
He loves Scream. Obviously, he loves the fans.
Yeah.
You know, David's the kind of person that if you ran him into a coffee shop and you felt like you were bothering him and asked him a question, he would feel like he was bothering you by talking so much.
Oh,
So yeah, favorite part of consulting on 4, probably. So I was sitting at my house and I got a text message from Skip Crank, who was the assistant property master,
mhm.
and he was like, "Quick!" Like that. This is literally what the text said. I'll never forget. He was like, "Quick! What was the name of Gail Weathers' first book that she wrote in like the Scream universe? You know?" And I was like, "The Woodsboro Murders by Gail Weathers," and he was like, "I knew it." And I was like, "Why? What's going on?" And he's like, "Dude, you wouldn't believe it." He's like, "Wes and Nev and Courtney, they're all arguing right now. Like, not actually arguing, but he's like, they're all like debating on like what it was called." And he's like, "I knew you would know." I was like, "I'm gonna text Nate right now, and he's gonna tell us in 2 seconds exactly what it's called."
Oh wow.
Wow. Yeah, man. That's what a cool honor. That's really cool, man. That
Hmm.
you were able to do that, and I imagine a lot of the connections you made from back then, you still remain active with, right?
Mhm.
A lot of those folks.
Yep.
Yeah, which is wonderful. Um, and
Yeah,
that's
and
just
it's still, it
yeah.
still bleeds into like,
Mm-hmm.
today. Like it got me into being able to help with Scream 5. I still get I actually just I can tell you this. I just last week was contacted by RJ at Fun World because they are working on a couple of new Ghostface products with a licensor. So they're doing some new Ghostface products that they really want to get like the costume and the mask like perfect
Mm-hmm.
for these items. And they were asking questions that he didn't know the answer to. And he's like, "I'll put you in touch with them, but only if they treat you right." And I'm like, "RJ, it's fine. I have no problem. I have no problem talking to them."
Nice,
Yeah,
bro.
there's
That's
some
so
pretty
cool,
cool
man.
stuff coming. I can tell you that.
Nice.
Wow. Very neat. Well, Paula, thanks for the question. It was a great question. Much appreciated. Um, all right. So let's see. So Nate, I know we're starting to get a little bit late. So how about would you like to share some of your surprises with us? Some
Yeah.
Scream
Let's
4
do final
surprises.
thoughts first.
Oh, of course, of
Let's
course.
do that
Duh.
first.
Sorry. Let's do final thoughts. Yes. Um, so Knight, I guess we'll do you and Coriander if she's still with us. And if not, then we'll do your thoughts and then Nate's thoughts, and then I'll have a few thoughts, and then we'll do show and tell.
Yeah. Yeah. She just stepped out for a second, but I know
No
that
worries.
she's a big fan of this one being her favorite sequel, and for me, knowing her like I do, that's high praise. It really, really is.
Yes. Yes.
Because she's had some frustrations in recent,
Mm-hmm.
the last two,
Mm-hmm.
and I understand that. For
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
I think this movie it's really good. It's my favorite sequel as well. I think it
Mhm.
holds up so well, man. I mean,
Yeah.
just everything about it. I really enjoy it, and I think that
Mhm.
it always has interested me how
Mhm.
some folks, they look at it in a little bit of a different light. I've heard some people say,
Mhm.
well, they're not really big on it, or they're not really big on the reveal, or they're
Mm.
not really big on who the killers are. I've heard people talk about the motive. I've even heard a couple people even say, they weren't really big on Nev's performance in this film,
Oh
and I
my.
and I don't get it. I don't get it because I really think um, there was so much great stuff in this movie. It really, really is.
Oh yeah.
Um, so that's where I stand. It's my favorite sequel easily, you know,
Mhm. Mhm.
and I love all of the films, but it's definitely in my second spot easily.
Come on, Knight, pick your favorite child. That's
I
really what it
know.
is, isn't it?
It is.
Like,
It
there's
is.
no bad Scream movie, so
Correct.
it's really
No.
like, oh, which one? Which one?
Mhm.
How do I pick a favorite or pick an order? It's so hard.
It is. It is because they're all good. They all
Yeah.
have great moments. They all have good characters,
Mhm.
and it's the most consistent horror franchise. It truly is.
Mhm. Mhm.
And that's a credit to all the people involved in front of and behind the camera. And
Yep.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just awesome stuff. It really, really is. But Scream 4 is super, super underrated in my opinion, because like I said, I've seen some people
Yeah.
say certain things, and I'm just like, I don't get it, man. It was so many great things in it. Truly was.
Agreed. Great. Good analysis, man. Nate, how about you, man? What when you were just watching it again, like it's all fresh in your mind, and of course you had I'm sure there's a special place in your heart with this movie because you were a consultant on it. And so, what are your thoughts, man? Now,
Yeah, I mean, I think it's great. As far as like the backlash that it had, and in certain instances, like Knight said, that it still has today.
hmm
I understand some of the issues that people have with it, but I don't understand why those issues make it a bad film. Um, there you could take issues with a lot of the sequels. They all have their problems that it's like, well,
hmm
I don't like this or I didn't like this about it, but I think they're all amazing films. And I think especially knowing the behind the scenes drama that was going on during Scream 4 to get the movie that we
yeah,
got was
right,
crazy. I mean,
true,
that Scream 4, we were literally like a couple of Weinstein like BS away from another um cursed. Like
Mm.
we were
oh
so
wow,
close to having like all right, let's just get a new cast and reshoot half of it and do, like, we were so close to that happening
Mm,
for real. Like,
mm,
that was on the table. Um
wow,
their interference was so bad, and I knew it caused bad blood between Wes and Kevin for a while. And obviously Kevin has since kind of came to terms with it. But
yeah,
I think just considering all the stuff that Wes had to deal with making that movie, I think to get the movie we got is
hmm
insane, and it shows a lot of him as a director. um
yep,
I mean, it's just yeah, we're lucky to get the Scream 4 that we got, is what
Mhm.
I'll say.
yeah,
Knowing what was happening behind the scenes. Like,
Mhm.
you still hear about this kind of thing today, but it was very excessive. Like, they were literally, the Weinsteins would like call Wes like this for real. They would call him like an hour before he was going to shoot a scene, and they would be like, we don't like what you're about to shoot in an hour, so you have 1 hour to rewrite it.
Jeez.
And Wes had no choice, but he was forced to rewrite. He wrote stuff and rewrote stuff that he didn't want to. And then the Weinsteins would go to Kevin and be like, "Oh, Wes is changing your stories." Like it's just, there's so much I could tell.
Wow.
So much drama.
Unbelievable.
And just like I said, no, that's my thoughts. Knowing everything that happened behind the scenes to get a movie as good as we got, we're really lucky. And I think that all comes down to Wes finding a way to manage that chaos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, because he really cared about. He could have done what every other director seems to do these days. Like these days, directors they're very quick to be like, I'm gonna do everything half-assed because I'm mad at the studio and I'm mad at this and I'm mad at that. And then when the movie comes out, I'm just gonna disown it and be like, it's not my original vision. It's not what I wanted to do. Wes didn't do that. He was like, okay, this is what it is. I have to rewrite this. I'm gonna rewrite it. I'm gonna make it as good as I can. And he delivered a movie that, in my opinion, satisfied the majority of fans.
Yeah. No, yeah. I can't disagree with any of this. I think you guys nailed it, and kind of reminds me of Scream 3 in a way too.
Yeah.
On what you just said, we could copy and paste onto 3.
It was Scream 3 times like 100 as far as
Wow.
the drama. I think Scream 3 had like 7 rewrites total. But when they were shooting, they pretty much had a finished script to shoot. And if you remember, when Wes was still alive, he said, I'm not going to commit to a Scream 5 unless I have a completed script to shoot. That's because of his experience on 4, because that script was rewritten. I literally counted it. I figured it all out at one point. But I will guesstimate it was 29 times during filming that the script was rewritten while they were filming, not before.
Man, wow, that's pretty darn crazy, man. And
that's just Wes's point of view. Think of the actors; they memorize all their lines and they're ready to shoot in an hour. And then the Weinsteins call and go, "You got to rewrite all this. It's got to be different. It's got to be this. It's got to be that." Like,
unbelievable.
It is.
It just would have been amazing to see, and I love these movies. Like, it's my favorite franchise in the world. But could you imagine what we would have gotten had there been no interference? Like, if the Weinstein says, "Wes, we trust you. You're a legend. We know you're going to do the right thing. Here's your budget. Go to work."
Yeah.
And Kevin, like, you created this.
Yep.
We love your script. We trust you. Let's make it. You know.
Yeah. Wow. We'll never know. We'll never know. But the fact that what we got, given all those circumstances, it tells us that, we know what would have been. It just would have been off the charts. But you know what? Thankfully, we have 4 amazing Scream movies that despite everything that went on, you can turn it on and it feels consistent. It feels it feels right. It feels good, and there's a pacing. There's all the things you want. It feels like it was done by a master, and it was. They were.
Yep.
Yep.
So it's no accident. That's for
True
sure.
enough.
For sure. Well, this is great stuff, and I want to thank everyone. Still over 30 people here hanging with us, having watched the movie. I'm so glad you guys showed up for Scream 4, because next week I don't have the stream set up just yet, because you guys who know the channel know my laptop issues I've had, but I do have one now, so I'm slowly rebuilding basically the city, if you will. But I will be setting it up probably tomorrow for next Wednesday. We're going to watch Scream 5, 8 p.m. Central, same time. Nate will be joining us, Night, and hopefully Coriander as well.
Mhm.
And so be sure you guys, I don't have a stream link for you, but just make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Excuse me. And the bell icon's turned on to notifications because I will be getting that set up. And guys, if you're here and you have not yet hit that thumbs up, if you're one of the 30 plus people that haven't done it yet, I would appreciate it. We're only 4 away, guys, from 60,
Woo.
which
We can
is
do it.
yes, we can do it. I bet 4 of you have not yet done it of the 32 plus. So if you would double check and do that, I would appreciate that. And thank you, everyone. Again, blanket thank you to the chat. You guys have been awesome. But don't leave yet. Don't leave yet because Nate has, back when we were all in school, when we were young, it was called show and tell.
That's right.
And I'll never forget it. And Nate has some amazing things that he wants to share with all of us tonight from Scream 4. And you're going to have your socks blown off. And let me just tell you, you're not going to see this anywhere else. So you're going to be super glad you stuck around to the very end so that Nate can show these to us. And I also want to say real quick, so I don't forget later, just in case, because it is getting late, I want to thank all my moderators tonight. You guys all were amazing. So Julie, Mayanne, Val, you guys were awesome tonight. Thank you for posting the links to everyone. And do make sure you subscribe to the Night Watch Zone. And if you haven't done so, yes, go please and do that. And also to Ragon Productions. And I'm looking for the links here. I know it's in the chat.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I probably already skipped past it. Oh, there it is. Yeah, follow Nate or subscribe to Nate's channel right there, Ragon Productions, and follow him on Instagram. All right. Okay, guys. So you guys ready for some amazing? Oh, yes. And Denisha as well. Thank you, Denisha, for helping out as one of our mods as well. Thank you. I appreciate you still being here. Okay. Nate, I'll turn it over to you, sir.
All right. Well, I've got, let's see, 1, 2. I've got some stuff to show.
Yeah.
I'll just start with the closest thing to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I know one of the ones you're thinking of, Craven, so I'm saving that one for last.
Oh, yes. Okay. Got it.
The one that
Yes.
you said brought a tear to your eye. I've got that ready to go.
Yep.
So I'll start with this one. So this is a production mask from Scream 4.
Ooh. Yes.
Nice and shiny.
Yeah, it is.
That looks
Still
good.
smells like vanilla.
That's great. Woo, man. Now, go ahead.
One of the ones they sent to set because it was, they call it was perfectly painted from the factory.
Oh wow.
No flaws, flawless mask.
Dang. Wow, man. That is now is this a different mold? I'm sure it is, right? After all that time from Scream 3, it's been 11 years. This is a different mold or no?
Yes. So the story with the masks for Scream 4 were basically, they requested several. They're like, we need like 50 masks sent to set. So Fun World wanted to do like really high quality masks. So they had like a very small run made.
Okay.
And obviously when you're doing 50 as opposed to like 10,000, they can spend more time making sure they're all perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And they made all those, but they had these like dwarf Buffy hoods, like they're real like bulky hoods on them, and they sent them to set, and when they got them, they were like, we can't use these hoods. What are we gonna do? So they had to rip the hoods off, and then they went. The prop master JP went out and bought a bunch of like masks like off the shelf, took those hoods off, and then had them hand sewn onto
Oh, wow.
the masks that they made for the movie.
Oh,
Ah. Dang. Mill ingenuity there. That's cool.
mhm.
Wow. Now, so that was okay. All right. So when we're watching the movie, the mask we're seeing is obviously this mold from Fun World, but the actual what'd you call it? The hoodie? Is that what right? Is
Yeah,
that what
like
we're calling it? The hoodie part?
it was actually when they sent it to set, it was kind of like the deluxe hoods that they still make today. They're like this.
Okay.
Mhm.
They sent them to set like that, basically. And they were like, we can't use this. Like, we can't put that underneath it'd be like two hoods. So they had to rip these off and pull all the stitches out.
Wow.
And then they ripped them off another mask and pulled all those stitches out and then hand sewed the hood on them. So it was a bit of work that they had to do.
Yeah.
To have them have that, classic look with that hood.
It's awesome. What a great mask.
Mhm.
Woo, that's so cool, guys. Check that
It
out.
is.
Yes.
Okay. This is the thing we're saving for last. All right. So I had to pull these off my wall for this. So here is,
dude.
There's Jill's bloody outfit from the finale.
Whoa.
Check it out, Night.
All there. There's the pants. I do have the boots as well for both characters, but those are somewhere else because obviously they don't fit in the frame.
That's the one Emma Roberts was wearing in that third act, which was you stabbed yourself in the shoulder.
Yeah.
There it is, right there. Wow.
There's a little cut there, like to simulate where the blade went.
Wow.
You kind of see it right there.
I do. Yes.
And if you look there's no way you're going to see it on camera, so I'll just tell you about it. But when you look really carefully, because the blood is still sticky, there's little tiny pieces of like fake glass stuck to it from when she threw herself into the table.
Oh.
Wow.
It's still stuck to the blood. Julie is asking, which tag, Julie?
I think it's the collar, maybe right there.
On the collar, it's an Abercrombie shirt. But if you're asking about this, that's just the certificate that came with it.
Wow.
Yeah, the collar. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, she's asking about the collar. Yeah, it's Abercrombie.
Man, unbelievable to have. I mean, and there's the pants even. Yeah. Good gosh, man. I mean, Night, could you imagine it's like walking into one of your rooms in your house and there's literally Jill Roberts' shirt from the finale of Scream 4 hanging on her wall?
I could not imagine it, man. That is beyond awesome. And especially being that it's Jill, who's one of my favorite Ghostface killers of all of them. I mean, that's just so cool, man. It really is.
So it's amazing. Woo! Yeah, that was a mind-blowing moment right there. I was like, what? What?
And then, of course,
oh man.
Ooh.
Guys,
Charlie.
Where's Marcus?
Where's Marcus, man? And call Marcus up. There is Charlie's screen-used finale shirt when he was stabbed in the heart.
And jeans and belt. And that one has the wardrobe tag from Wardrobe.
Charlie Hero. Wow.
And this amazing little Scream 4 thing at the bottom there, that's actually from Skylar. She made that for me.
Nice.
For these displays and sent them to me.
Nice.
Love that. Yeah.
So thank you, Skylar, for that. Looks amazing.
It does.
Incredible to have both Ghostface's finale shirts, Nate. That is, man,
It's epic.
I don't even know what to say. I know it is.
And if anybody's asking about his shirt, it is Salt Valley Western. Never heard of the brand until I got this shirt, but
Mm.
anybody that likes to try to find that stuff, there
Wow.
it is, Salt Valley Western.
Salt Valley Western.
Hmm.
Try to get a replica if it still make it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And you could have, I mean, replicas are awesome, but let me tell you what, that right there, that's the original. That's the real deal.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's so
That's so
cool,
cool.
Nate. It's surreal even to look at on a monitor right here. I can't imagine it just looking at it and holding it like you're doing now, like it's in your house. It's like that's
Mhm.
beyond insane, amazing.
Yeah, now that Rory Culkin is doing conventions, I'm planning on hitting up a convention that he's at and presenting this and being like, "Hey, look what I have."
Wow. Yeah, I bet he'd freak out a little bit.
That would make some epic photos of him
Yes.
holding this up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Oh yeah. Julie says, "Wait, the Jill outfit wasn't the grand finale? No, not yet." Wow, amazing stuff. Incredible.
All right. The other thing I forgot, I literally
Yeah.
forgot. I have it over here on my
Okay.
bookshelf. So a little hint at what it is. It's on my bookshelf.
Oh, yeah.
I wrote the. Ever heard
I
the phrase?
literally forgot to pull this out. So
Oh, gosh, look at that.
Oh,
one of
Dude.
the original Out of the Darkness books.
Oh,
that is awesome.
whoa, whoa.
Signed to me from Nev.
Oh,
Really?
bro, look at that.
Oh, man.
That is incredible, man.
Wow.
And if anybody's wondering, Preachers of Hate by Kenneth R. Timmerman, that is the book that they used. I don't know why they picked it, but that's what they used to put inside every copy.
Oh, my
So
goodness.
Kenneth R. Timmerman saw a rise in his sales when they made this movie because they bought about 50 of those and stuck these book covers on them.
Wow. Amazing, man. That's
Mhm.
there can't be many of those that are still survived, right? I can't imagine.
Maybe 10 that I know of, probably, maybe less than that.
Yeah, I bet. That's amazing. Gosh,
It
dude.
is.
Out of Darkness. And she signed it, which is just another sweet touch on it, man. That's
Yeah.
wow.
It's the cherry on top.
Man, dude. Would you consider these things something you would never sell? Are these items that you plan to never sell, just to pass down to Channing or what have you?
100%, yeah.
Yeah. I don't blame you
Mhm.
at all.
Especially the finale, which you're about to see.
Oh my gosh, dude. This one. Man, when Nate showed me this once a little while back, and I can't describe it, but it just touched me in a way. It just happened emotionally.
All right, so this is probably my favorite thing that I have from working on Scream 4. And so this is the original mask from the opening scene that was reshot. So it's not from the scene that we see in the movie,
Okay.
but the original one that they filmed. It's that mask, and then it was also reused later for when Ghostface was on the roof chasing Sydney.
Okay.
And Wes personally gifted it to me for
Oh,
helping, and he
Wow.
signed it. Nate, here's looking at you, Wes Craven.
oh man. Wow.
Man. See, it's getting me again too. That's
Wow.
I
He
mean, this
wanted
was
me to have this for helping with the costume and all the other stuff, and
wow.
yeah,
That's so
There's
cool, man.
There's looking at you. Wow.
Mm.
And the fact that this was his last film that he directed, man. This is his last last movie. Just adds so much more weight to this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to me, it does anyway. It just, it adds a whole nother level. Like if we'd have had another 15 movies, this would still be out amazing. But the
Mm-hmm.
fact that this was it, this is the last one, and that's very, very incredible, Nate. What a treasure! That's a treasure. I mean,
yep.
the other things are amazing collectibles and one of a kind. This is a
Mm.
treasure, though. I see this as even higher elevated,
Oh yeah, for sure.
I agree. Yep.
and that's incredible. Wow. What do you guys think in the chat? Huh? Isn't this amazing? Yeah. Uh, Jason says it's beautiful. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it is.
yep. That's probably my favorite. Probably my favorite prop that I own. I look at it every day. Every day I stare at it at least once on my wall.
Mm.
I don't blame you. My gosh, I would.
I wouldn't blame you either.
Mm-mm. I just stop and look at it and be like, man, yeah, that happened. This happened,
Mhm.
People really love. There are people really loving it, man. Yeah. Julie's like, I hope you've invested in home security. I agree.
They'd
Home
have
security,
they'd have to get through Ghostface. I mean, think about it.
that's true. That's right.
They can try, but they're gonna meet Ghostface. I can tell you that.
Hey, now Mr. Rick brings up a question, and yes, uh, Nate, still screaming. Is this? Can you help direct folks where they can get? I know there's still some limited copies you guys reprinted, right? Or are those are those gone?
So the actual documentary, like the 90-minute documentary
Mhm.
that we did, um, you can actually watch it for free on YouTube. Um,
Okay.
and if you want to own a copy of the actual documentary, the the latest way that you can get that is the newest Scream box set, like the 4K Blu-ray, whatever,
Okay.
that has it in disc form.
Hmm.
But when we did it, we turned in we shot all this stuff. We did the 90-minute documentary, and then we also turned in 5 hours of bonus, features and
Man,
whole interviews and stuff, and they did nothing with it, like absolutely nothing. They were like, yeah, we don't care about that. We don't want it.
wow.
So yeah, we did release all those bonus features on disc. I honestly don't know if there's copies left. If there are, they would be on stopthekiller.com because
Mhm.
Anthony has all those. He would have all those copies for sale.
Okay.
But a lot of it you can actually see on my channel. We actually uploaded a lot of the interviews to
That's
my
right.
channel.
You sure did. Including,
Very cool.
which I have now as a super chat clip. Thank you. The Matthew Lillard
Mhm.
clip where he explains that he was going to come back as the killer in Scream 3 and, the whole thing.
This was the
Which
first time he ever said that. Yep.
first time he ever said it. Yes, we got it. Nate got it and has it. And it's, because people that anytime someone questions it on the channel, like may come in and I'm like,
Mhm.
well, you know what? Let's just see what Matthew says about it. And I'll let him do
Right.
don't take my word. Let's see what he said.
Well, and that's always the funny thing too, is because you're hearing it directly from Matthew as far
Exactly.
as what was going to happen. We
Mhm.
know why it was changed, which
Yep.
totally makes sense. But the fact that that's what was going to happen,
Mhm.
I mean, that's all you need to hear as far as the possibility that he could be brought back at any time, and it's just it's just
Yeah,
interesting.
man. I think so too. For me, I mean, that seals it. It's done deal. It's all it needs to be said. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're going to call Matthew Lillard a liar, then I guess you can.
Right.
But that's the only thing you can say is that he's
hmm
lying.
hmm
I don't see any credibility issues with Matthew Lillard. I've never seen him
Right.
publicly display lies that I've ever seen anyway. So
hmm
I'm going to trust the guy that was paid to not be in the movie.
hmm
He actually got a check. So
That's right.
anyway, yeah. But anyway, guys, my point of bringing that up is Nate, has that footage on his channel over at Ragon Productions. So again, yeah, make sure there it is that you go and subscribe, and then here's a link to the Still Screaming full documentary as well. But I do encourage you to check stopthekiller.com, because if it is available, let's support these guys, right? Let's purchase these items, because
hmm
the fact that they've put all the work into it, they've made these, they're very professional. And so there's nothing wrong with watching clips like Nate's post clips. He has the right to do that
hmm
completely. And you can certainly take advantage of that. And it's a nice teaser, right? To get you kind of whet your appetite a little bit.
hmm
But at the same time, do go and check stopthekiller.com. And if it's available, if there may not be, it may not be. But if it is, I would
If there's
encourage
enough
you.
demand, I'm sure Anthony will reprint them. So
Well, there you go too. Yes, there you go. Shows the demands there. Saying, hey, I want to purchase this.
hmm
and Craven, you can use any clippage from any of that stuff. You have
Oh, thank you.
full
Okay,
permission to take any of that you want.
sweet. Thank you, Nate. That's
Yeah,
very kind,
absolutely.
bro. All right, because there's some great footage in that stuff, man.
Yeah.
I mean, Laurie Metcalf and a bunch of others that are. I'm
Yeah.
like, this would be a great clip to snag, But
No, use any of it you want. No one's gonna come after you. I promise.
sweet. If they do, I'm going to send them all to you. Trust me. Well, guys, this has been absolutely fun, amazing time. And Nate, I want to thank you for, again, being here, sharing your insight and your amazing items here at the end is always fun. It's a great, great time. And
hmm
we've got Scream 5 on the docket. I'll set the stream up again tomorrow, so that way you guys will be able to go and set a reminder. And I'll be advertising it, so you'll see it. But we only have 2 left, guys. This is all we got.
Crazy.
It is crazy.
Yeah, that's all we got. And Knight, I want to thank you, of course, and Coriander as well for making it another week, man. We got to ride this thing out. We got 2 more to go, man.
Right. Yeah.
We got to see it through, man. And
right.
and again, there's some good stuff. And again, Nate was a consultant on 5, so I'm very excited because Nate will have a lot to share about 5, which will be neat. That'll be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So Nate, I'm excited for that next week, for sure.
Absolutely. I can't wait, man. I mean, it's going to be very interesting and fun to watch it all together. And Stephen, I mean, how many live streams or videos have we talked about Scream 5? You know what I mean?
I've lost count. There's no
I
way.
mean,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, so this is going to be so much fun. It really is.
It is. Yeah, man. And when Nate starts to share some of the story about the Ghostface Row material, I'm not going to spoil the beans now. You got to come back and watch. Let me just tell you, there's some interesting things behind the scenes that Nate was involved in with this movie, especially with Ghostface, that you don't want to miss. You want to learn this information. Trust me, it'd be good to have in your trivia banks. And not only that, you get to hear it directly from Nate. So it's good stuff, real good stuff. And we get to see his credit. That's a time, Nate, we'll let the credits roll. Normally I cut a movie off, at the end. But we're going to let that sucker roll so we can all, give you a round of applause when your name comes up. That's pretty darn cool. Pretty darn cool. So, guys, this has been wonderful. You guys, I'll meet you backstage here in just a minute, but I want to just say to the chat, good night to you all. Thank you again. With 30 plus people still here at midnight Eastern on a work night, and I appreciate that. Make sure you subscribe to both of my guests tonight. The links are in the chat. My moderators, to each of you, you are amazing as always. Thank you so much for working so hard to keep the links up in front of everyone, to make sure we're maintaining the standards of the chat that we desire. And you guys are killing it as you do every time we stream. So, moderators, if you're in the chat, please give a quick shout out to our mods and say thank you. Just let them know you appreciate them, because they are playing a big factor in keeping the environment the way it should be. All right. So you guys are awesome. Thank you to each of you. All right. So I guess any last words, guys? Otherwise, we're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah,
Just
it's been
looking
great.
forward to 5.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Hey, is it on to 5?
Yep.
On to
Like
5.
Belichick, on to 5. We're on to 5.
Yeah, on to
And
Cincinnati.
let's set up that my
Yeah,
soul
yeah.
to take. Let's do that.
Ooh,
We got to do that
yes.
after these. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Mm.
maybe backstage here in a
Down for
second,
that.
we'll just look at our calendars real quick in April. Maybe we can just pencil one in,
Yeah.
and I can set it up. It'll just be there as a placeholder. And if we have to move it, we can move it, but at least we'll have it out there. So, all right, cool. See you guys in 5 seconds, and everyone else, have a wonderful, wonderful night. And we'll see you we'll see you soon. You know that. You never know. We just never know. Oh, it'll be soon. Good night, guys. Take care.
Good night. Good night.